Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, February 26th, 2026, 2/26/26. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, this is our only session today, so we'll do away with risk disclosure. Crude, no trades so far this morning. We got 3 filtered short trades. It's squeeze zone. 50's pinching up toward the 200 and is coming between the entry and target 1. Unleaded get in sync with a short, picks up target 1 and a partial, or target 1 and a little bit of a trailer. So that would have been 38 ticks for the target 1. And then we pick up another 1 tick break even for our target 2 traders. So you get 349 to 338. So 9 ticks, 18 plus 2, 20 ticks for target 2 traders. Right, soybeans. All right. The long trade has stopped out. This short actually would be a valid get-in. No, it just hit target 1, so it's off the table as well. So we are flat on soybeans. Pound Aussie is in the long trade. Micro Russell stops out before market open. YM looking for a new trade. Pound Aussie in the long. There's a short on the Micro Russell. And the market just opened, so that's a no trade. Now, YM just picks up a short. That trade we should be in. That goes quickly. It's like it goes pretty quickly to target 1. So that's going to be a one and done session that quickly. And there's a stop out, so that completes the trade. $39 ticks to target 1. Nice little trailer. Wow. Pound Aussie picks up target 1 and target 2. So that's going to be a one and done session for Pound Aussie. We'll see where we go from there. Target 3 is next. Short on, well, unleaded is done, so I need to bring up Micro in Q. YM is done. Crude has had no trades. Soybeans is flat, and YM is done. Micro Russell, no trades. Micro NQ starts at 4 minutes after market open. Too early for the micro NQ. Would be a valid trade. Micro Russell, no trade. Crude with a short setup. Crude is not triggered in yet. That's what I thought. Short trade is still too early. It's got another minute and a half or so to go. We'll mark it up. And it goes too far. So that's off the table. Now Aussie is long, 2 targets in hand. 15 and 23 pips. 38 pips in hand. 3 positions remaining. Quick action. Good quick action this morning. There's target 3, targets 2 and 3 on that micro NQ trade. So it's going all the way to setting new session lows. Micro Russell, yeah, no new trades there. All right, the long hits at stop, it cancels, or the short does. We have a long setup that hasn't triggered either. All right. We are waiting. That long trade would have been valid, and I believe I didn't see whether that touched stop first or not. And now we have a short. Plenty of time to get into that. And we're long on crude. Soybeans has a short setup. And we hit money management on micro NQ. Long trade on the micro Russell. Money management, that would have been plus a tick for 14 tick minimum for our money management. There's our stop. That was our entry. One tick shy of target. When you get that close, you want to trade for profit. You don't want to risk all the way back to break even for one tick. Got there anyway. And got target 4. So that's a solid win on that trade. Trailer is up at target 4. Picked up target 2 and stopped out just above target 1, the micro NQ. So that's, I'll call that a loss and a win. We have stop out at target 4 on the micro Russell. Soybeans is short. And Aussie is trailing up. 9047 for stop, current stop there. Long trade on the micro NQ. Lots of time to get in that. Big wick on this too. So this one's going to be definitely a target 1. And we stop and looks like we have a stop and reverse. Make that 42.5. Missed it by a tick. So we're still in the long trade. Short trade, the short cancels, so we're still in this one. The low was 42 3/4. And our adjusted entry was 42 1/2. So we still are looking for a target 1 win there. That's a big trade. 32 points to target 1. And there it is, target 1. Stop is good. I'll use the stop for this subsequent trade, the original. All right, there's our exit point, and we go short. Not going to play with that one. That's going to have triggered in. Definitely be in this trade. And what's going on up here? We take a full loss on the short here on the micro Russell. No way to get away from that one. Soybeans hits target 1 and target 2, so this will be a one and done session for soybeans. Trailing at break-even stop at the moment. Crude stops and reverses 31 to 17. 14 tick loss. That's going to be our 14 tick risk on the reversal. That's going to be a if we meet our profit goals, meeting our fixed target on the first trade is a one and done session. And that's what this is. This is the first trade for soybeans. Depends on the trade plan. The only two trade plans that will not be one and done would be our 2 catapult charts. And that's a break even for micro NQ, and now we go short again. So we go break even there, and back to short. And we're in the short on crude. I need to move these down. Soybean stop at 66 1/4. Looking for target 3. 11 and 17, 28 ticks. $7 points. And a win on the micro NQ, target 2. So we next look for target 3. So that was a loss. That's an avoidable trade on the long side. Yeah, let's see. 01, oh, heck. Same second. That hit 06. Yeah, that was definitely avoidable. That was too fast to execute anyway. Then we pick up the short side. 18. Oh, yeah. In that. That is target 3 win and target 4. I'm not going to mark exactly where money management was until I get this set up. All right, money management would have been down 1 tick from target 1. So that's going to be a 5. That's our 14 tick minimum before we go to break even. Or start trailing for that matter. Pound Aussie stop moves up to 9048. We get a reversal to long. And looks like that's going to be a full loss. We go back to short. I think that's actually, let's see, win-loss, or loss-win, 2 break-evens. Yeah, that was the win because we weren't in this trade. Actually, I treated that as a loss. That was a win. That was a win. So 2 wins. That's 3, 4, 5. So this break even was 6, and that's where the session ended at 6 trades. Crude short, Micro Russell, big winner on this trade. Just stopping out now. I'll leave the Micro NQ up. Let's see, how many trades is that for Russell? Some nice things going on here. All right, so there was one. Trade 1 was a win. None. That was 2 was a loss. That was avoidable. That one was avoidable. 3 is a win. So 3 trades in the books on the Micro Russell. Micro NQ is done. Soybeans is trailing. 2 positions remaining. 65 1/4 for the trailing stop. YM is done. Pound Aussie is trailing. 3 positions remaining there. Target 3, 4, and trail. Yeah, all of our plans except for the 2 catapult plans have a goal of target 2, or crude is target 1, and YM is target 1, but soybeans is target 2, and positive depends on what kind of testing you're doing. What we call fast testing to determine if we have a good trade plan. Test when we're initially looking at initial testing on a trade plan, we'll typically look at session win rates, where we're looking for 75 to 80% win rate. Versus when we actually get into our full back test, we're actually looking at the individual trade win rate as well as the average win, or the average trade result. So it just depends on what we're doing. When we're doing our initial testing, we're not looking very carefully at every trade. We're just looking, did it win or lose? And if it's multiple trades, we just do enough to figure, did it get positive on the session, or was it a losing session, or a break-even session, as it were. So we have two more losses, or let's see, we've got two. There is a short trade on Micro Russell. Lots of time to get in that. Target 3 is our first goal. 13, when we get money management, we need 14 ticks, so we go to a 0. And we definitely have money management. There is our stop. Looking for target 3 for a win. And I say win, loss, 2 wins and a loss at the moment. And that's a break even. And then we go back to long. Got to be careful about looking back. That one makes money management. It's going to be a 7. That's going to be an intra-bar break even. So break even. That's 5 trades. Short for trade. And no, we aren't. Can we trigger in? And that was too fast, so that's a get in sync at this point. There's the entry. So we're in this trade. And we do need a tick. There's our 14 tick minimum to start trailing, or start to come to break even or start trailing. Soybeans picks up target 3. 64.5 for the trailing stop. That's the only remaining position now. 24 ticks, another 6 points, 13 points on the day already. And then we have now 63 3/4 from 67 flat. So 3 1/4 points on the trailer so far. This is going to be at least an $800 trade. Soybeans is $50 a point. And another stop move on the pound Aussie, 9049. And crude takes a full stop out. Ouch. So we take a stop and reverse and a full stop out. That is 2 losses and would end the session. And we're about less than 5 minutes from our 10 a.m. mini session. One and done sessions are nice because they minimize your trade costs. Commissions and fees, because in futures you do have the exchange fees, which typically are higher than commission rates from brokers. I'm not marking up trades now on micro NQ because it's done. And we took a E. Okay, what happened here? That was break even. That ended up being a loss because we did trigger into that one for trade number 6. So 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 break evens. Should be a positive session. Pound Aussie remaining, 10 o'clock crude remaining, and the trailer on soybeans. So not a whole lot left. We'll do the 10 o'clock crude session. That'll be it. I'm doing well. How are you doing? All right, another stop move on the Pound Aussie, 9054. Still at 63 3/4 on soybeans. Got less than 3 minutes to our 10 a.m. crude mini session. Pound Aussie setting a new session high. Trying to reach for target 3. The one and done depends on your trade, the power quitting rules for the trade plan. Everything except the catapult trade plans, power quitting is fixed goal target and positive, or 2 money managements and positive. The power quitting rules for the micro Russell and micro NQ, which are catapult charts, are 4 wins, 3 losses, or 6 trades, whichever comes first. No movement on the stop on either soybeans or the Pound Aussie. This is the final trade for both of those charts. There's a stop move to 57, 9057 on the Pound Aussie. Crude shooting up. Breaking out of its doldrums. All right, we are in the 10 o'clock mini session. All right, we're done with all of our market indices, so I'll bring the unleaded chart back up. What's been going on with unleaded? That was our second. In fact, unleaded was for target 2 traders was 2 money management trades, and we were positive by 20 ticks net, so that was a power quitting there. We pick up there, pick up another target 1 partial, and there's target 1 and 2 just recently. And just stopping out. I might have held the stop back here on that one, as it pulled the stop real close to where the price was, and it just ticked it out. But with that swing, I would probably have honored the swing for a little while longer. Yeah, probably $23.99. Yeah, that's where the trail was. Yeah, especially with it at the 2400 level, 24 cents. I would have waited on moving this stop for one more close up. Stop move on the pound Aussie to 59, and we pick up target 3. So now we go to target 4, and there is a short trade on crude. Okay, money management's buried in the 20 SMA. No trigger, but that's our current trade. Actually, it wouldn't matter on unleaded. Yeah, we do have a trailing position. So. Two positions remaining on the pound Aussie. 15, 23, and 32. 38. 70 pips so far. And soybean stomps out at 63 3/4. So 16 1/4 points. 812.50. Less commissions and fees. And that trade cancels. The long trade sets up. Long trade did trigger in. Okay, I would probably say, yeah, let's make it 24.17 there. I think the low, yeah, 24.17 is a good place to stop there. Then I would come on up. So now we'd be at bounce lines 446. So yeah, 24.44. Crude is long. Soybeans is out, so it's done. Pound Aussie still has target 4 and trail. Currently stop at 9059. Our entry was 9041, so 18 pips so far on the. There's a stop move. 9064. 9041. Yeah, 23 pips on the trailer so far. Target 4 worth 40 pips if we get there. We got 791. Target 4 is 9081. Crude back to the entry, actually testing the balance line. Out of the way, trying to free up some resources. Oh my, just 9 ticks away from target. I might have taken, I probably would have one less than a pip away. I probably would have taken profit at target 3. Not going to let it come all the way back to where the stop is currently at target 2. All right, there's another stop move to 67. I would say position comes off for 32 pips. And it looks like we may yet get the 81. All right, crude still in the long trade. Have an add-on set up there. Smaller trade. Crude trying to push it up. There's money management. So crude comes to break even. And we do get full target 4 on the pound Aussie. I will count that as just a target 3. 102 pips plus whatever we end up with on the trailer. Only an 8 pip difference. And there's another pip on the trailer. 2 pips actually, 9069. And going to move significantly to this bar, moving up smartly, setting new session highs. $907.4 would be where we're currently going to move to. Could move up some more. No, it's not going to move up enough to go to. No, it's going to have to move up one more. Balance line will have to move up about eight ticks from here, which is possible, I guess, on this one where it sits. Target 1 on crude. That'll be a one and done for the 10 a.m. session, 10 a.m. mini session. All right, crude gets both targets. That completes crude. So crude picks up 21 and 33, 54 ticks on that one. After a difficult morning session, a difficult 9 a.m. session, 10 a.m. very solid. And we need to pick up 4 more ticks to go to, yep, there it is, 9077. Okay, we did pick it up. So 41 to 77, 36 pips. And pick up 1 more pip on this bar, assuming, no, it's not, yeah, it's not going to close below the balance lines. All right, that finishes everything except the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie has 102 ticks in hand, 102 pips, and that's 102 pips realized, and we have another 36 pips unrealized on the trailer at the moment. It's 138, at least 138 pips on that trade. And we will see where things go. Everyone have a good one. Any questions or comments? This is a good time to ask questions because now we aren't having to follow charts. All right, everybody have a good one then. We will see you again on Tuesday.